It's now February the 5th, and Airbnb support reaches out to me again, right? Hi, Narelle. Thank you for reaching out to us. This is blank.
Another case manager.
In my Khaled voice, another one. Like, for real though. Come on, man. We're reaching out. Please be informed that your guests, after waiting for 3 days for you to communicate with them the lot code, they have decided not to continue with the reservation anymore. The situation has caused them more expenses. They have to stay at a hotel. Because of this, the guest is asking for a full refund. Please inform us if we can process the refund on your behalf. Hold up. What's the hold up? It's not making sense. And then on top of that,
it seems one-sided too.
It seems one-sided, but another question is, the very previous day, y'all said she wanted the codes. So I sent them. And the next day rolls around, it's like, oh, she been waiting too long for the code, so now she want a full refund. She wanted a full refund from day one when she said that the place was unsafe, even though she never been there before. So her motives right now are to continue to play a game for as long as she can until you guys satisfy her request, which is her full refund. That's the thing she asked for in the beginning. Now, some of y'all might be thinking, man, why don't y'all just give her a refund? It's not like she been there the whole month anyway, and this, that, and the third. Here's my thing. If there is to be a resolution to this, I can come up with one that makes perfect sense. Personally. I'm following the guidelines as outlined by Airbnb. I'm following the process because at the end of the day, when we became hosts using the Airbnb app, we became partners with Airbnb. Therefore, the decision of how we handle this guest is a mutual decision. They gave us the rubric. They gave us the playbook and everything. We're just following it as it is outlined.
Right.
I could have resolved this issue day one when she first said she needed a refund at 5 hours before she ever checked in, claiming that the place was unsafe and ain't never seen it before.
When she went that route, it was kind of like, okay, you put a middleman in there. First of all, you should have just responded to the message the day that you booked when you realized that you may have made a mistake and asked to cancel your reservation. Cool, because we will be able to still make plays with other guests who are trying to book us. But because you instant book, ignored us, and stopped us from making our money, then of course we want your money because that what was guaranteed to us.
We lost it from everybody else now. So this is how I responded to that message. Again, a new guy once again.
And read this message verbatim.
You cannot process the refund on my behalf. Blank instant booked with us on January 28th. I followed up with a welcome message less than 24 hours later. She never responded. On January 31st, I sent a reminder about check-in for February 1st at 3 p.m. She never responded. On February 1st, less than 5 hours before check-in, I received a message from Airbnb support informing me that the guest filed a complaint that our listing was unsafe and wants a refund. This was obviously an unjustified complaint because the guest never arrived to the unit and had no opportunity to judge the safety of the unit. On the day of check-in, I had already received the notice that the guest wanted a refund. This is the reason I did not send a code. On February 3rd, Airbnb support reached out to me to follow up with the reservation. They claimed the guest wanted the code so that they could follow through with checking in. I sent the code via Airbnb messaging, via text message, phone number to this phone number. I was just proving that it was the actual phone number that they told me to send it to. And other forms. I also sent the code via Airbnb support. There is a record of me trying to communicate with blank regarding this reservation from the beginning. Do you have any record of blank responding to our messages? Why would her reason for a refund change from being a matter of safety to a lack of receiving the access code? There is no record of her ever attempting to call me. Airbnb support reported she was having issues with using her Airbnb account, which could be a reason for this situation in the first place. We don't know that for sure. How does this warrant a complete refund? And to add insult to injury, Airbnb is completely neglecting the loss that we are incurring by having our listing inactive due to negligence, incompetence, and dishonesty on behalf of the guests. The inconsistency of Airbnb to address and resolve this issue in a timely manner for our sake has added more frustration to this situation. Our cancellation policy provided by Airbnb clearly outlines that blank does not meet the requirements for a full refund. Why are you all entertaining that idea? What is the point of having these so-called protections for hosts if when it is time to implement them, you will not? It is becoming tiresome repeating in detail this situation to every support team member. This needs to be resolved immediately. We sent this February the 5th. We got nothing in response. February 6th, I had to tell them, I am available to speak all day today. I got nothing in response. The same day, I sent that first one at 9 on February 6th. 5:30, I'm like, man, these cats ain't called me all work day. Okay, so I send them another message. I'm looking to resolve this issue. It is evident that the guest is not going to check in. My calendar is still blocked for the entire month of February. What's going on? Y'all only making the situation worse because you haven't at least acknowledged and used your common sense to say the guest is gonna check in. Let's at least free up his calendar so that they can at least continue to do business while we figure this thing out. But the more days that go by with our unit being inactive and technically booked, considering we did send access codes and it is considered occupied in the eyes of Airbnb, y'all costing us more and more money with every day that goes by.
And granted, after you sent that message and I came home and asked you, have you talked to Airbnb? You like, no. So I picked up the phone. I'm hot. Like, what you mean? A whole day went by and we haven't spoke to y'all. Y'all holding our money. Y'all holding our listing. What's up? So I call. I'm ready. And the support staff is like, oh, you're the person on your case and maybe at lunch. And so he'll give you a call within the next 30 minutes. And I was like, 30 minutes today, right? I should expect a call today, right? And she's like, yeah.
Do you think they called us back in 30 minutes? Absolutely not. So at this point, it has been what's today? Oh yeah, it's been 48 hours.
Cause that happened on the 6th. I called on the 6th.
Actually, you know what? The sad thing about it is, it's actually been 3 days, y'all. It's been 3 days and we haven't heard anything substantial back from them. Because I sent that long-winded written message on the 5th. Today's the 8th, guys.
And they have not gotten back with us.
And she explicitly was asking, are y'all gonna get back to us in 30 minutes? Because what happened was she called them and she like, well, I see that the case manager is here. They're here and they're on it. They're probably just out to lunch or something, but we're gonna make sure that they get back to you in 30 minutes. Didn't happen. It didn't happen in an hour. It didn't happen in 24 hours. It didn't happen in 48 hours. It didn't happen. So.
You know what? I think we should call them now. Just call them now.
I'm with it.
Call them now. I used the number that they at the top.